Jack Hennessy, you're very welcome to Let's Talk Football on the sportshacks.com. And you're a man with a very interesting and a very unique story because you were the Irishman who threw the flag onto the pitch, the tricolour that Pico Lopes picked up after Cape Verde's very historic draw with Saudi Arabia and the result that put them into the last 32 of the World Cup. The fact that Pico picked up the tricolour, the fact that he turned it around so that it didn't look like the Ivory Coast flag, has been so warmly welcomed by 99.9% of the people who responded on social media, etc. But there has been one article in one newspaper here that has said it was a disgrace, essentially, that a Cape Verde player would fly an Irish flag in triumph after a game playing for Cape Verde and not for the Republic of Ireland. Before we talk about that, can we just bring our viewers to how you ended up in Texas, how you ended up at the game in Houston? You were brought up in Ireland. You were educated at University Limerick. You did a law degree there. Just give us a little bit of your background.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I grew up in Ireland. I grew up in Limerick, actually in Tipperary, and I went to law school at UL. And I first came to Texas as an exchange student at the University of Texas, the School of Law there. I came as an exchange student from UL. I knew then, about a month in, that I knew I wanted to come back to Texas. My dad grew up in the States, so I had citizenship through him, and so everything was fairly easy to do so. So I came back to UL, finished my law degree, and then uh, began my journey to Texas. I did my law degree there. I took the bar in Texas, and then I ended up moving to Houston for a job. So I've been here since 2024, and when the World Cup rolled around, I knew that Pico was playing for Cape Verde, and as luck would have it, I mean, it was like a perfect fixture. They were playing Saudi Arabia on a Friday night here in Houston, and a buddy and I from law school, we decided to
And
get a couple of tickets and go.
the tickets were accessible. You knew that there was an Irish-born player playing for Cape Verde. Your mum, you were telling me, had been over a couple of weeks ago and brought over a tricolour because your mum was brought up in Raheny, from Raheny. Your brother, tell us about your brother who played for Dublin.
Yeah, my I guess I do have a fairly big dub roots. Yeah, my mother grew up in Raheny. She had brought over the tricolour. She visits me often. My brother, he played with Vincent's growing up. He actually grew up in New York and then moved over to Vincent's. I started playing football there and ended up playing with the Dubs for a little bit. He's back now in Boston.
And that's
But
Shane,
yeah, I
that's
mean,
Shane Carthy, who people will know.
oh yeah, I mean he took New York to their first ever county win
Mm.
against what was it, Leitrim. So so yeah, I mean Shano is definitely
He's known. He's known.
he's known, yeah.
So when Cape Verde then are arriving literally on your doorstep and you get access to tickets and you wore your Irish jersey and your friend went along with you wore Irish, that was a matter of pride for you, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, like I've been here what, a year and a half, but I'm very proud to be Irish, and um, I had that tricolour hanging up in my office. So honestly, as soon as I saw that Pico was coming, I wanted to bring the flag to. I know that he's very proud of his Irish upbringing. He was born in Ireland, raised in Ireland. So I mean, we had front row tickets. I was going to bring the tricolour. We were wearing our Irish jerseys. I was very proud to be there, and yeah, I mean, the place was buzzing. It was an unreal atmosphere, and right before kickoff, Pico gave us a wave. He was fired up. Um, yeah, for the whole match there, I mean, you can see in the broadcast our little Irish flag in the corner of behind the goals there. It was very cool. I was getting texts from all over back home, just like, you know, amazing. We can see you on the
Mm.
TV. And then yeah, I mean the Cape Verde team. We actually made friends with the photographer there. He was a British bloke, and he actually had a Irish jersey. I was wearing like a whatever the Saipan 2002 World Cup jersey, and he had the same one in his backpack. And he actually came to us first and said, like, love the flag, lads. I thought he was working with RTE because he was
So
He
into
was
it.
just very kind of enamored by like the fact that we showed up with an Irish flag. He mentioned that like if Pico did the rounds, that he'd help us out, and like we wanted to give the flag over, and he said, yeah, no bother. So yeah, I clocked that. I clocked that he had an Aircom jersey in his backpack. I'm not sure exactly what his affinity was, but he did say that he was at the 2002 World Cup, I think. So um, just super cool and just kind of random. Like,
So Cape Verde, and I mean, I'm sure you must have been on the edge of your seat with the chances that they had in the last few minutes, and with the fact that they were so close to making history. So you shared in that elation and that emotion with them.
oh yeah, I mean, like I think one thing I didn't mention was that like when we were there with our Irish flag and Irish jerseys throughout the whole kind of pre-game all the way into the game, we were constantly stopped by Cape Verdean fans who were giving us so much support. Like they knew about Pico's Irish heritage, or I mean Irish upbringing,
Mm.
and they were just super impressed that we were there to kind of, you know, cheer on
Right.
Cape Verde. We had the Irish jerseys, the Irish flag, and then we had Cape Verdean scarves. So I mean, like it was a massive buzzing event. There was lots of Cape Verdeans there. We were on the Cape Verdean side too. That was intentional to kind of be, you know, with the Cape Verdean fans. Ultimately, like we were there also to cheer on Cape Verde. Um, so yeah, I mean, it was completely buzzing and just a great game. Pico came close a couple times from a corner, and that was very exciting. And just generally, especially in the last 10 minutes, there were a couple of very very good chances that we were in the corner of, that we thought that they were going to stick it in, but
So they get the result. They do the lap of honor, and he's now standing very close to you. So you've already spoken to the photographer, I think, to set this up. I knew you'd said to him.
yeah. So he started. I mean, we were going to maybe go, and then I saw that, you know, they just found out that they had gone through, the Uruguay game had just ended, so they were kind of doing the rounds. We were kind of that way, so they were kind of like circling away. Um, And as soon as they kind of came close, I saw that there was another Irish flag in kind of that corner to the left, and Pico had seen it and was clapping it. I think it was like in the second tier. But then when he started coming towards us, the photographer kind of ran over to us, took our flag. I was videoing all of this as well.
Hmm.
I think it's done the rounds on social media, but the photographer then kind of just threw the flag over for us, and Pico picked it up and held it up as an Ivory Coast flag for a second, and then quickly changed it. And
So
then he
I
was
think
just super
he was
buzzed.
saying, I think he was saying that the photographer had said to him to turn it around for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
cameras,
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah. The
clearly
photographer said,
the photographer knew what he was doing.
yeah, exactly, yeah, yeah. I mean, the photographer told him, yeah, fix that there, and then he just kind of gave a quick laugh about it, and then yeah, he held it for a little bit, and I was just he was super happy, and then he kind of just ran off and celebrated with his teammates then, and obviously we were super buzzed, and there's a few Cape Verdeans around who we had made friends with, who we had told our story, and they were super hype about it too, and they just thought it was a great moment, and I mean so did we as well. I then sent it to my friends and kind of just went to bed and woke up the next morning, and it was kind of all over.
So you were proud of the fact that you were there as an Irishman supporting an Irish-born Cape Verdean international, who's, as you said already yourself, is so proud of his Irish roots, and he's so proud of the support that he's had from home. Were you surprised at the article then that appeared in one of our national newspapers saying that, this wasn't on, that had Ray Houghton done this with a Scottish symbol, had Andy Townsend done it with an English flag, or whatever the case may have been, where they had played for Ireland through their ancestral roots? Were you surprised that that attitude appeared in print?
Yeah, I mean, look, I like when it happened, I like when we passed along the flag, I thought it was a kind of a great moment, more so like not only Pico celebrating his upbringing and him being proud to be Irish, but also like we were there supporting him. We are from Ireland, like we were waving an Irish flag. So I thought it was great that he kind of recognized his fans as well. Like um so like when I did see the article, I thought it was just kind of like that's a bit of a reach there. Like I did see the comparison to Ray Houghton and Scotland. I didn't really see the comparison there. I thought there's been an extremely positive reaction, like regarding Pico's result and the flag. I thought it was incredible to see it all over. It was on RT News, and there was a lovely story there about his family. His mum said, how proud she was to see him wrapped in a tricolour. I thought that was a great moment. So then, I mean, this article I just thought was a bit out of left field. Like I thought it was like about a 90%, 95% all positivity, just like, that's a nice little moment. And then to see this, I was like, oh, like, didn't really see that there. Just thought it was being negative for no real reason there.
And it wouldn't stop you doing it again, would it?
Oh, no, not at all, no. I mean, I'm proud to be Irish, and I know Pico is too, so, I think everyone's going to have an opinion, like,
And it's your flag that ended up in the Cape Verdean dressing room. That's quite something, isn't it?
I know, yeah. I'm not sure if I'll ever get that flag back, but I'm not even looking for it really. I think, I never expected that the flag that my ma brought from Dublin would be would be in the Cape Verdean dressing room. But she was very buzzing about that too, and yeah, I thought it was a great moment, and people will have opinions. I mean, the way I kind of looked at it is like the whole experience of us being there at the World Cup, connecting with all the Cape Verdean fans who were just so happy for us that we were there rooting for Pico. No one said anything negative about us with our Irish flag there. It was all positivity. Because there was tons of flags there. I counted at least 4 other Irish flags there. There were, Angolian flags. There were American flags. There were Mexican flags. There were flags from every other country
And
there.
that's
So
the World Cup, isn't it? It is this great gathering.
yeah, I mean, that's what makes it so good, and especially Houston. I mean, I think they did it very well. I mean, there were a lot of people who've kind of taken Cape Verde under their wing as a team to root on, right? So it's just kind of a great story. So place was full from fans from all over.
And you'll be rooting for them on Friday night against Argentina and against Lionel Messi.
I will, of course, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking our call, Jack. We wish you the very best of luck in Houston. And who knows, we might have a word with Pico and see can he sign the flag and send it back to you. It might just appear back in Texas one day. You'd never know.
Of course, yeah. We showed up with we had a couple of old FII t-shirts that we were hoping he might sign. So listen, if the flag makes its way back to Houston, I'll be very grateful.
Jack Hennessy, thank you so much for joining us on Let's Talk Football. Thank you for sharing your story with us, and thank you for sharing your video. And as they say, we will see how Pico gets on. Irish flag, Cape Verdean flag. He will fly the flag for both countries with pride against Argentina on Friday night. Thank you.
Cheers, Carl. Thanks.